Welcome to Born on the Bayou Sports, a Houston sports show made for Houstonians by Houstonians. Join Tim Costello and Scott Barzilla every week as they break down the latest in Houston Astros, Rockets, and Texans news. Tim's a former minor league broadcaster, and Scott has written 2 books on the Baseball Hall of Fame. Yeah, if Javier could get it figured out, it would make things a lot easier because he was that guy everybody was counting on this year to be a Cy Young candidate, take that big step forward and help anchor this rotation with Fromber.
Since he's come to Houston, you can look at the development of guys like Carlos Correa defensively, Jeremy Pena defensively. I mean, you can Alex Bregman's, certainly I think a better than average third baseman.
And now you're putting teams in 3rd and 8, 3rd and 7, 3rd and 9. Now here comes Will Anderson. Pin back your ears, let's go. So if you're Bayou born and bred, or just like spending time in the H, sit down, relax, and stay Houston strong. Welcome all my friends to the show that has a new computer running smooth. Scott took a minute to get us up and going, but we are rocking and rolling like Yainer Diaz rocked on that hanging breaking ball. Scott, how are you doing after your Alaskan cruise?
Oh, it was fantastic. It was like 70 degrees.
What's that like?
Yeah, we almost just like, we're not going to leave. We're just going to stay off the ship.
Knowing what was waiting for you.
Yeah, unfortunately. We got in after the tropical storm, so that was a good thing.
That is good. That is good. But I had a thought the other day, and I wanted to bring it to you. Instead of an opening question, I'm going to propose a statement as I transition our tile over here. I think Barack Obama should be the commissioner of the WNBA. And let me give you my reasons why before you respond in any way, okay? The man has made his money. Anything he does at this point would be purely because he wants to do it, right? He has 2 daughters. They both play basketball. He loves the game of basketball. He's a fan of Caitlin Clark. I think the WNBA does a god-awful job of promoting themselves. I think they've got a ton of great talent, and all we ever talk about is someone pointing at someone or, Angel Reese isn't really that good. So I'm going to hand the mic to you. I want to let you talk for a moment, and I want you to tell me whether or not you agree with me on whether you think Barack Obama should be the next commissioner of the WNBA.
Yeah, so remember, Tim, remind me and remind the audience, what is my number 1 rule for any commissioner?
You have to love the game.
Absolutely. And Barack Obama is a huge basketball fan. I mean, he
loves the WNBA as well.
Well, and he was the one, doing NCAA brackets while president. Some people were criticizing that. I mean, I don't care if a guy, spends 5 minutes filling out a bracket, but hey, if you want to criticize him on that level. But yeah, I think the league, could you imagine the league fighting against Jordan or Bird and Magic back in the day, just trying to hold them down? Because I feel like that's what they're doing to Caitlin Clark.
Yeah.
It's like, is Caitlin Clark the best player in the WNBA? No, she's not. I don't think anybody's arguing that, but she's the most popular player in the league. And I think Barack, at a career in politics, say what you will about policies, but he was a guy that could work an audience. And he is a guy that, I think certainly from the PR side, knows what he's doing.
Yes.
And I think that's what the WNBA needs at this moment.
That's what I was saying. I think he loves the game enough to want to do a good job. I think he's smart enough to understand what's missing and be able to also probably bring some high-end investors and help get the WNBA to that next level. I think he's the kind of polarizing figure that could get some really good, just smart people involved in the WNBA. So that was, instead of an opening question, I just had that thought, Scott, and I wanted to put it out there. I don't even know if it's possible. I don't know if Secret Service would allow him to, be the commissioner of a league. But
Well,
we had a president who went on to be a Supreme Court justice in Quincy Adams, right? So why can't a
and
president,
Taft.
huh?
And Taft.
Okay. So then why can't we have a president who goes and is a sports league commissioner?
I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I mean, what are you going to say? You can't hold a certain job? I mean,
well, they all retire for life afterwards, right? They all say, like, this is the last job you'll ever have. But does it have to be?
Well, Jimmy Carter, hell, he built homes.
He volunteered.
Yeah. I'm saying, like, I guess maybe you don't want your president to be a pimp, but I mean, other than that, I think as long as it's a legal job.
I don't even know if he wants to do it, right? Like, I don't.
Right.
Listen,
Yeah.
You and I have. I'd like to point out zero connection to Barack Obama. I just think it would be the best thing that could happen to the WNBA.
Sure, I'd be on board with that. I mean, I don't think he could do any worse than what the current commissioner's doing.
I think she's terrible. I think she's absolutely fucking terrible. Like, you go into a Nike outlet store and they don't have a single women's basketball shoe. I'm sorry, we are pulling our fucking partnership, Nike. You can't put shoes out for young girls. You've got a picture of fucking Caitlin Clark on the wall, but you don't sell any of her shoes. I'm sorry, take that shit down. I'm sorry, we're not working with you. That's fucking bullshit, man.
Yeah. All right, Tim.
Let's talk some Astros, Scott. And the first question I want to ask is, why is Yordan still being pitched to? And I'm happy he is, but holy shit, this man should be getting the Bonds treatment.
Well, the thing is, it's inconsistent, Tim. It's like sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. There's no really rhyme or reason to it. Like we were talking off air, you got runners at first and third. You got 2 outs. And what's the runner at second going to do?
The runner at second would have been Christian fucking Vasquez.
And okay, so you get, well,
maybe you pitch run.
Obviously not it's obviously not the winning run. I mean, you obviously want more than one insurance run. So okay, sure, but you got to factor in, what is Paredes still hitting behind Alvarez?
Yeah.
Even as good as he is, what are the odds? If he's an 800 OPS guy, and this is where, if you look at this, if you look at OPS, well, if you're going to, really, buy into it, right? If you have a 1,000 OPS, what does that mean?
That you're 250% better than the average. Not even more than that now. It's really like 280% better than the average.
You're averaging a base per plate appearance. That's what that means. I mean, obviously the math, I mean, I'm not going to go into a math lesson why that's not necessarily true, but if so, you have a guy who has 1,080, that means he produces more than one base per plate appearance. How many bases is a walk, Tim?
1.
So was 1 less than 1.08?
Yeah.
Okay, that's last time. But how about, the next guy coming up who has maybe 0.8? Is that more or less than 1?
It's less, Scott.
So it seems to me that the math would clearly dictate that you want the guy hitting behind Yordan versus the guy Yordan.
I mean, yeah. And I get it. Paredes is not a bad baseball player.
No.
Paredes is fantastic. But he's not fucking Yordan. Yordan has the highest batting average in the American League. Yordan has the most runs produced from an RBI standpoint in the American League. And he has the most home runs in the American League. Okay?
Triple Crown winner right now. He's
a Triple Crown leader. And you are going to pitch to that in a tie fucking game with 2 outs in the 9th inning. If I'm the manager, if I'm Kurt Suzuki, I'm going to walk him. And hey, if Paredes beats me, Paredes beats me. But I played this game by the numbers, and the numbers tell me I should pitch to fucking Isaac Paredes, and I should not pitch to Yordan Alvarez, because they mentioned the night before, it burned us when we walked him. It burns you because you fucking walked. You hit Isaac Paredes. You didn't even let Paredes swing the bat. You hit him.
And then you walked the next guy, and then you made an error on the next guy.
Right?
Well, and here's the thing. It's math. I mean, Yordan is Yordan, but it's math. The only time when you pitch to a guy is when the next guy's also over 1,000. Like if you're going Ruth to Gehrig, then yeah, pitch to Ruth because Gehrig is going to be just as good. But I haven't seen many lineups that feature that. I mean, Aaron Judge, when he's on his game, is that kind of player. But there's nobody behind Judge that's also got an 1,000 OPS.
But if you watch, if you watch how the Astros, because the Astros typically own Judge in the playoffs specifically, right? When they pitch to Judge, it is nothing but low and away breaking balls, and that is it. If he swings, fantastic. If he doesn't, he walks. They threw a first pitch fucking fastball knee high to Yordan Alvarez last night. How do you have a mound meeting? They had a mound meeting, and they left going, we're going to go with a fastball just below the zone. You bounce 4 fucking curveballs and hope he chases.
Well, yeah, and obviously that wasn't where he was aiming, which is why the Angels are the Angels. They're in last place in the American League by 3 games. And this is the American League, Tim. Like there's maybe 4 or 5 teams above 500 in the whole league. We're not one of them.
No,
we're not one of them.
Well, hang on. There's time to. We're not yet. We're working our way
up.
We're
not above. We're not going to be above 500. I mean, we might get to 500.
We might.
At the end of the day.
We might.
But and yeah, I don't get it. And it's. I mean, what did he? I mean, I think he won a game. When we were on the boat, one of the games where he hit a home run late. So it's just it's crazy. He had a 2 home run game, I think.
Pena had a 2 home run game. Yordan had a 2 home run game. I mean, the team is playing better, and I want to move it to the next topic, which is the deadline, because the team is playing better, Scott. As of right now, you're game and a half back, depending how tonight goes. You're a game under 500, depending how tonight goes. This is a winnable division. The Rangers showed you 2 or 3 years ago, you can sneak into the playoffs if you're hot enough, go on a run and win a World Series. Where are you at, right? Like you just talked about the move the Angels and Rangers made. Clearly, there are moves to be made that can make this team better. You can go get a reliever who has, been effective this year for next to nothing. So where are you at now, Scott? Is it be happy with the arms we have back and maybe get a bargain bat? Is it go find another starter because Wesnecky couldn't get out of the first without a fucking 3 spot? Where are you at with the looming deadline on Monday?
If it were me, I would be looking at a very comprehensive, a multi-tiered deadline. I think you have guys on your roster that you can move that are veterans that other teams would want. I mean, do you think another team would want an De Los Santos?
Possibly.
I mean, he's not. No, I mean, not as a setup guy. Obviously, I mean, he would be like middle relief, but a team out there would be like, yeah, like say a team like the Pirates, go like, yeah, we can take a guy. So to me, I would clear out some of that deadwood, maybe some Brian King deadwood. And I mean, Brian King has club control left, but I just don't see
I'm okay with Brian King in the Phil Maton type role. If him and Okert both are doing similar things that way, I don't want him coming in the 7th or 8th inning anymore.
No, but I think I'm saying like in the future, like you're looking at a guy who's got like 3 years of control left or 4. So I could see reluctance on that level. But the problem is I think that Brian King in 2 years has shown you what he is. He's a guy that for periods of time can get hot. But when push comes to shove, he's going to leak oil if you keep, pitching him in leverage. But, you've got guys like Yola and Santa. You mentioned Yola got blown up on Sunday. That happens. But to me, Yola is a guy that I would pitch in the blue ball role, along with Christian Javier, along with Tung. And then you also bring up Santa if you're able to trade De Los Santos. And I don't think your bullpen is any worse following those two trades. And what do you get for that? Well, you probably get some minor league talent back. That means you could maybe trade a little bit of your minor league depth and get a bat. And you've also between De Los Santos and King, you've probably cut a little bit more money. So maybe you can take on a bigger bat. But I think those kinds of trades that I think I would look at doing. I think Dana has already said he wants to add offense. He's
looking for a left-handed bat, Scott.
He's looking for his lefty bat. He's Captain Ahab, Tim.
Fucking white whale is a left-handed bat, man.
He's a Captain Ahab. Ku Klux Coffin. It's Ku Klux Coffin. Ku Klux Coffin. Gosh, love that scene from Major League. But yeah, I don't get it. There's guys. I mean, but the thing is, and this is what I hate, is did you know you needed a lefty bat in March?
Yeah, he said as much.
You know you needed a lefty bat in April?
Yeah, he said it again. He said, we're not done, I believe, was what he said.
Did we need one in May?
I believe so, Scott. That's when we signed Lamont Wade. Finally, we finally were able to lock him in.
So, my point is that their attitude seems to be when we're deficient in something, we can wait till July. When prices are astronomical. Because I still think, I liked the Kikuchi trade. I like what we got in return. And you could sit there and say that we didn't trade much, but I would rather have Jake Bloss in the organization than not have Jake Bloss. We obviously traded for Loperfido back, so we seem to like him. So, Dana seemed to like him, I guess. But, so you're trading 4 prospects for a guy in July when you could look around the free agent market. Hey, who's a marginal starter we could sign that, maybe can make it? Didn't do that. So that's what frustrates me around the deadline is, and then of course you got 20 teams that think they're in it. And so when he sits there and says, I'd like a setup guy. Yeah, Dana, nobody else in baseball is looking for a setup guy. Nobody. You're the only one. You go get him, guy. You got him. You're the only one looking for an 8th inning guy.
Do you think that Dana Brown, attaboy, Pena, do you think that Dana Brown sits at his windowsill at night looking out at the stars and the song in the background is when you wish upon a star, and he's just sitting there and he's like, I really need a setup guy. I really need a left-handed bat. And then he sees a shooting star go across the sky and he's like, it's happening. It's happening. And then
my favorite meme I've seen is with him is putting his face with Peter Brand and at the table. You remember that scene in Moneyball?
Oh yeah,
where he's like, "Boy, he doesn't hit. He's got a 198, but what does he do? He gets on base.
328 on base percentage for Lamont Wade.
Dana Brown, he gets on base. Oh man, it's like who else? I don't even know who else is available. You mentioned a guy from the Reds. It wasn't Spencer Steer, was it? Who was it?
Start with a B. I forgot the name.
Gotcha. He wasn't even in the Major League Baseball trade rumors top 50. I think he was like a guy that they mentioned as a possible, one from the Reds.
Yeah.
But what do you're looking for? You're looking for a spark, and to me, you could argue, and I would argue this: if you're looking for a left fielder, center fielder, okay, right now, if you're looking at your roster, Tim, who's your starting center fielder on most days? You're Joe Espada.
I personally would start Trammell.
Okay, so there you go. There's Trammell in center field. So he could at least be 80% of the time because he would go against right-handers, correct?
Yeah.
Who's your left fielder?
I'm Joe Espada.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess Lamont Wade.
Okay, so against right-handers, right?
Yeah.
So when you have a lefty coming up, what kind of hitter do you need, Tim?
A righty.
So right now is
They're playing DeZenzo in that scenario.
That's Zach DeZenzo. So to me, what you should be looking for if you're looking to solve your your center field left field problem is let's find a right-handed hitter better than Zach DeZenzo.
I could be on board with that.
And then Tramel's your center fielder against righties. Wade's your left fielder against righties. And
I'm not okay with that, though. I don't like Lamont Wade. The guy is under the fucking Mendoza line. I do want, like, why is Joey LaPerfido in AAA in favor of Lamont fucking Wade? They can both play first base. So don't tell me it's because Lamont Wade can play first, because Joey LaPerfido can play first base. I don't get it.
No, Tim, what it is like you pegged in our text messages. Dana sent him the sourdough bread. I mean, he worked hard on that. He baked bread for Lamont Wade. And I think right before the trade is what happened in spring training, right before the trade where they sent Sanchez to Toronto, he sent some of that bread to Loperfido. And Loperfido sent him back a note, I'm not a sourdough guy.
Sorry. Oh, you think he didn't? You think he didn't like the bread?
He spurned him. He was spurned.
What if he saw? No, I don't think he's. I think he regifted it. Like, what if when he got there, like to check in with everybody, he was like, "Hey, I got this bread. Anybody want some bread?" And like, oh, Altuve's like, "Oh, I love the bread. I love the bread." And so then, like, Dana Brown comes down, and Altuve's eating the sourdough bread. And he's like, "Is that LaPerfido? Where did you get that? Is that LaPerfido's bread?" That's the answer.
It was Nick the Stick Out.
Oh, Nick. Yeah, Nick Allen ate some bread for sure.
Because he keeps staying up, right? For whatever reason, and he probably didn't tell Dana, really, I'm a banana bread guy.
Do you have any banana nut, Dana?
I'm not a sour bread guy. I'm not a sourdough bread guy. I'm really a banana. I mean, I'm an Italian white. Come on, look at my name, Dana. I'm Italian. Damn it. Give me some Italian bread.
Do you ever been to Subway and had the Italian herbs and cheese? I need something like that.
But no, it's all. So I mean, I've been following him because I follow Astros Futures, and he writes the daily articles, and it seems like every day I'm looking at who did what at AAA, and it's like Loperfido 1 for 3 with a home run and 2 RBIs, and it's like, and you mentioned the other guy, Kevin Biggio.
Kevin
has like a 910 OPS, like as of like a week or so ago,
walking at an unbelievably high rate.
And he can play. I don't think he can play short.
I think his arm is still recovering, but he can play first. He could play maybe left field.
He could maybe play. He could play second. I know he's done that. Yeah, you don't need a strong
Biggio at second. I don't know. I don't know if it'll stick.
Yeah, that's a hard one. Well, but what would be funny is that he hits 1 home run as a second baseman, and then they start doing the tallies of father-son home runs as a second baseman.
Top 3.
I don't know. The Hornsby father-son team was pretty good. I don't even know if Hornsby had a son, but whatever, right? Does Sandberg have a son? I don't think so.
I don't know. I do think I can't remember the exact numbers off the top of my head. I sent them to you for Kevin Biggio. I mean, the OPS is unbelievably high. The strikeout rate is low. The walk rate is high. He's got, the home run rate is the highest of his career. Like, I get that it's AAA, right? But in a world where Zach DeZenzo is getting starts, in a world where Lamont fucking Wade is getting starts, I don't understand this, Scott. I really don't. Like, He's got the fucking Biggio name. Give him a goddamn fucking call up.
Well, and to drive your point home, if you really want to look at it, DeCenzo wasn't putting up the numbers Biggio was putting up when he was at Sugarland.
Nope.
Loperfido's not putting up those numbers in Sugarland. I mean, he's putting up pretty decent numbers. I haven't looked at Jake Myers lately, but
Myers is playing well in Sugarland.
Yeah, that's the one that baffles me. It's like, why didn't you trade him in the winter? You knew this. I mean, you knew this.
Anything would have been worth it, right? Just to give him the chance to keep playing ball and to get a fucking any reliever, you're telling me you couldn't have included him in the trade with the Braves for Doobie and maybe got a middling reliever or a minor league prospect back to that trade as well. The Braves don't need a backup outfielder.
Yeah, I don't know. It's so. If you had to pick one trade, are you targeting a starter or are you targeting an outfielder?
I'd like a bat. When you look at the OPS of this team, you've got 3 legitimate major league OPSs, and then even Altuve's at like 680 something. Walker's 750. Paredes is above he's like 780. Yordan is high.
And
Yordan Pena, right? So like you've got
yeah, your big league average is 720, just as a reference point for OPS.
So you've got 4 good hitters, right? By OPS standards. You've got 4 good ones. Altuve has not been good this year. The guy's hitting 230. I love Jose Altuve. I don't not want him on the team, but this isn't 2019 Altuve right now, right? Like this is an aging veteran. You cannot just expect him to turn it on. This is probably one of the worst offensive seasons of Yiner's career.
You would.
He's going to turn it around.
Yeah, you thought he was going to be major league average in OPS. I mean, I think if you said, "Hey, can you do a 720 OPS?" you would have been like, "Yeah, I could buy it." But I just don't. The problem with Yiner is that pitchers have figured out you don't have to throw him anything, and Yiner is like. He is, I think his most advanced tool is his hit tool. Yiner puts the bat on the ball. He doesn't strike out that often, if you think about it. It's just, the contact sucks. Because
he's 0-2 right now. He's 0-2 right now and hasn't seen a pitch inside the zone. He just chased one a full foot above the zone.
And so and so he might not strike out. He might strike out, but he might just hit a weak grounder because he's that gifted at putting the bat on the ball. When you're swinging at shit in your ankles, you're not going to hit the ball hard. That's just, I mean, I can't, how many hitters in history can you think of that could hit the ball hard above their shoulders or below their shins?
Vladdy.
So Vlad Guerrero, Senior.
Yeah.
Hall of Famer.
Altuve.
Hall of Famer.
Bonds.
Hall of Famer. Should be.
Griff, Hall of Famer. A-Rod, Hall of Famer. I mean, they're all Hall of Famers. Right.
And I think, like, when you talked about the one I grew up with who's a borderline but not in, Jose Cruz was that kind of a player. He was a better bad ball hitter than he was actually a good ball hitter. But he wasn't hitting home runs off his shoe tops because he wasn't hitting home runs, period. And so when you look at Yiner's not valuable unless he's hitting for power.
Correct.
So he could muscle a ball out there, get a single. He could hit you, maybe get hot, hit 270, 280. But if it's all singles and there's no walks, what are you getting?
I mean, the only thing that saves him is the fact that he's a catcher and the offensive expectations are a tad lower. But at the end of the day, pair that with the fact that he's a catcher who does a poor job of handling a pitching staff. It's not a good combination. And I think
the other thing, I was going to say the other disappointing player to me, I think when you look at when you pare down the numbers, Cam Smith has not gotten any better. In fact, I did an article about him earlier in the week. His bases per out is actually lower than it was last season, in his rookie season when he faded, horribly down the stretch. So you got that going on. You have Cam Smith struggling. You have Yainer struggling. You've got, Jeremy Pena in and out of the lineup. When he's in the lineup, he's good. He's getting hurt. I was saying, Tim, that Cam Smith's numbers this year, his bases per out are actually worse than they were last year. So, yeah, he's got more dingers. He's got more steals. He's going to have more runs and RBIs just by virtue of the fact that he's in the lineup virtually every night. But he's not any better.
He's dog shit at home, and he's average on the road. I mean, he's like a 270 hitter on the road.
He's the same guy he was last year.
And that's on a spotter. That's on Brown for taking a highly touted prospect and not letting him grow the right way, offensively at least.
I mean, I would have been fine if you had been like, oh, this year he's hitting 240. And he's hitting maybe 15 to 20 home runs. And maybe he's walking a little bit more often. I would have been like, okay, progress.
More the Springer route.
Yeah, I'm just not seeing it.
No, he looks lost up there at times. Or like he had, his first at bat tonight, he had a great at bat, fouls off a ton of pitches, and then chases a terrible one for a strikeout. And you're just like, you just battled for 6 or 7 pitches. Why are you swinging at that shit?
Yeah, well, Walker sometimes does the same thing, which kind of, pisses me off. He had that one where he went like a 13 pitch at bat and then chases on the last pitch. I'm like, damn it.
All right, Scott. Are you ready to give any awards out?
Sure, absolutely.
All right. Who are we poem pow right in the kisser to this week?
To the team we haven't talked about. I am going with your Houston Rockets, Rafael Stone, punching in the face. So, would you like to know where Vegas is putting us in terms of wins?
Hit me with it.
47.5.
Not great.
What did we win last year?
53.
What did we win the year before?
53.
So, are we saying Vegas is dramatically underrating the Rockets? I guess you could make that argument.
Vegas doesn't usually do that, Scott.
But what are they? And the thing is, what have you? And so, if Kevin Durant were 26 years old and we're just coming into his own as a superstar, and you wanted to sit there and go, okay, let's, we got Sengun, we've got Jabari, we've got Amen. Let's let these guys gel together, maybe throw in a few veterans around them, help them develop. Kevin Durant's 38 years old. What are we doing? You mentioned the possibility, and I did read up on that after you mentioned it over text, about would you make a run for Steph Curry? If Steph Curry were available, I absolutely would make a run at him, because this team's trajectory is not a championship trajectory. I'm sorry. I mean, the way that this team, do you think Amen Thompson becomes the SGA?
Becomes who?
SGA.
What's STA?
SGA.
No.
Okay.
SGA can shoot.
So do you think that Alpi becomes Jokic?
No.
Okay. So does Jabari become Durant?
No.
So what the fuck are we doing? If that's the only way I see of winning a championship, is one of those three guys has to not only take a step forward, has to take a fucking moon landing leap forward into superstardom. And I could see them getting better. I think Amen was better overall last year than he was the year before.
Yeah, but he's not going to be SGA.
No, he's not. Bari was better last year than he was the year before. But he wasn't like all-star level better. So, and is Durant going to get better now that he's 38, not 37?
I don't see it.
Is
I mean, you
is
could tell me
Fred
he's
Van
being
Vliet
more efficient. He was pretty efficient last year.
is Fred Van Vliet going to become an all-star off an ACL tear?
No. I mean, I
I
think we'll be, I don't know.
and I understand, like, you could point out individual guys and you could sit there and say, I don't want Harden. I don't want, you could just name off guys and you could, come up with reasons why you don't want them. That's fine. I don't think we were in on Jaylen Brown. That would have been maybe nice to have. I mean, it doesn't seem like we were in on Greek Freak. I mean, that could have been nice, but if for some reason, I don't know, how old is Steph Curry? Is he the same age as
I think
Durant?
he's similar to Durant.
I would rather take a chance on the fact of maybe them two being able to cobble together one or two more seasons. And you would be trading one of your big three young players away, I'm sure. I think you would almost have to. And maybe Fred Van Vliet to make the salaries match. But
he's like 50.
I mean, do you think, I mean, out of the three, who would you most like to part with?
I'd like to most part with Jabari, but I think that's the one they least want. I think it's going to cost you amen.
Well, if you're looking at it from, it depends. It really depends to me on how that system would work, because Durant pretty much picked Houston. So, I mean, when you're in Phoenix, okay, Houston, what are you willing to offer me? Because you're the only team he wants to go to. So if Steph said, I want to go play with Durant, if you're Golden State, you kind of take what you can get. And if it's Fred Van Vliet, Jabari, and maybe like a first rounder or two, that's not a bad haul for a guy that only has one more year on a contract.
You're not wrong. That's fair. And I just think, number one, this team was a terrible three-point shooting team last year. He instantly makes you better. They needed a point guard. He is a point guard. So, that solves two of your issues. But I think you and I both know that Raphael Stones doesn't have the stones to go fucking do that. He had to have Durant basically say, I'd like to come there. And that's how we get him, right? Like, he's not the guy out there making big fucking swings. We're bringing in a G League two-way center. We're bringing in a G League two-way guard to fill out the back end of our bench. I guess I should be happy that Jeff Green's not back, but Jayshawn Tate sure as fuck is for whatever reason.
Hey, Jayshawn is really good. He knows all the good coffee spots in the league. I mean, he's a go-to guy. He can hold 12 cups of coffee in both his hands about as well as anybody. I mean, that's valuable.
I guess so, man. Maybe he's fucking making amazing espresso in the clubhouse. I don't know. But at the end of the day, you can't tell me that that's a roster spot that we need to sign, right? When this team needs to get better, you're going to go get a guy who never plays, hasn't played in 3 fucking years. And when he does, he cost you a game. Like, subbing in Jayshawn Tate cost us a fucking basketball game down the stretch.
Yeah, it's rough. I mean, it's rough, and I don't know. I think where Stone is looking. He knows that I got to get the right star. But the problem is that you're going to sit around waiting for the right star, and the right star. I mean, Harden fell to
us.
He fell to us because Daryl Morey was paying attention and was like there at the right minute. He's the first one to call because he saw what was happening.
To me, Raphael Stone's the guy who's going to call after someone else has already locked up a deal, and then Raphael Stone calls and says, "Hey, I hear Steph Curry's available." After like the Spurs have already finalized everything they need.
Hey, Steph, did you get the sourdough? I sent you a sourdough.
I'm sorry, I took a moment. I had a few doughs in the oven. I had to get those done first. Obviously, you guys know how I do business. I send bread, okay? My friend Dana Brown taught me a thing or two about bake. We baked bread down here in Houston, boys.
All right, Tim, who you punching?
I have specifically singled out three. They're not fans, but they claim to be Astros fans on Facebook for their comments after it was announced that Lance McCullers was DFA'd by Milwaukee. Gordon Ray Cullip, did he trip walking to the mound? Brett Craw, trash magnet. And George Gustin, really? Not surprised one bit. He must have broken a toenail. Fuck all of you motherfuckers. Okay, this guy fucking gave it all for the Houston Astros. You cannot question for one fucking moment that Lance McCullers didn't leave everything he had on the baseball field. Did it end the way that he wanted to? No. Did it end the way that we wanted to? No. His injuries are more of the fault of the Astros dog shit fucking training staff than anything of himself. The Astros fucking cost themselves a phenomenal starter because they don't know how to get people back right. They don't have get back plans. They don't have good imaging. They don't have anything they need to take care of their pitchers. And they destroyed Lance McCullers' elbow. So to sit here and act like Lance McCullers wanted this, like Lance McCullers was just collecting a paycheck while sitting at home fucking ices his elbow, drinking HEB brand soda, get the fuck out of here, man. Fuck all those people. This guy bled Astros orange. He left it all out there. We don't win the 2017 World Series without Lance's 23 straight fucking bangers to close out the Yankees. He started Game 7 of that World Series, and we don't win the 2022 World Series without Lance McCullers willing to take a beating on a night that he was tipping his pitches early, so that way we can throw a fucking complete combined no-hitter the next night with a fresh pitching staff. So don't fucking come at me with the Lance McCullers hate on you motherfuckers out there on the internet.
Yeah, I don't get it. And the whole thing is it's now over. Why are you kicking a guy, and he may sign, I don't know if he's going to sign a minor league contract or not. I don't know where his head is at. I don't know what his baseball plans were after this season. I mean, he might have looked at it and like, hey, I'm going to walk away. What was it? 5 years, $85 million,
something like that. I think it was 90.
I'd take the interest off of that and just walk away. Take 10% of that. He's fine. And the thing is that's where I wrote an article about Tank Dell. And that's kind of the same sort of thing. I don't know how that situation's going to end either. I think Tank Dell you could kind of compare as the Texans version of McCullers.
He's a little younger.
He's younger, and of course the Texans haven't been as successful, but he had some huge moments for the Texans. And he's a guy that just hasn't been able to stay healthy. And the fact is that 99% of careers end this way.
Mm-hmm.
The player has to be told you're done.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, 1% of players get to walk away the way they really want to. Like the Kyle Seagers of the world aren't, that doesn't happen very often. The David Ortizes of the world don't happen very often.
I mean, even the ones sometimes that say they walk away on their own volition, right? We didn't see the same Jeff Bagwell that last year in 05. Did he get to come back? And I'm sure he was happy he got to DH in the World Series and do that. But that wasn't, I guarantee that's not how Bagwell wanted to go out. Biggio got to go out the way he wanted to.
And Bagwell was told he couldn't. See, he came back and tried to come back in 2006 at the beginning, and basically the Astros had to tell him, no, this is not going to happen. And so Bagwell chose at that point to walk away. And so I think most players, even when they retire, probably what's happening is they're sending out feelers to their agent, and the agent's coming back saying, hey, bud, you don't have any nibbles. Okay, I'm retiring. Yeah. I think that's generally what happens. And so it didn't happen. It didn't end the way McCullers wanted to. And I think this is it. That's my that's my thought. And the thing is, if you can't look at a guy, number one, who goes through that much rehab's not fun. This is not entertaining. I don't know if anybody's gone to the gym. I don't think, anybody goes to the gym to have fun. And the kind of workouts that I'm doing are nothing compared to the workouts that he was likely doing. And it's not like I get to have fun today. I get to go to the gym. Yeah. I mean, come on.
Yeah, it's frustrating. And what hurts more is I really hoped it would go well for him there, because otherwise he put another uniform on for no reason, right? Like, this guy should have retired as a guy who played for only one team at the end of the day. He literally signed his contract and said, bury me in the H. This guy understood what it meant to be a Houstonian more than any other Astro besides maybe Jose Altuve. Because here's the deal, Scott. You don't have to be born in Houston to be a Houstonian. We are, and always have been, a transplant city, and we are a welcoming one at that. You show the love will be shown to you. And I think for some reason Lance McCullers didn't get the love that he deserves at the end, especially. And I want to say fuck you to those three specific people as I punch them in the face.
Absolutely. I was going to say the only thing is sadder than Lance McCullers in a Brewers uniform is Akeem Olajuwon in a Raptors jersey.
Yeah. All right, Scott. Let's go to the horse's ass. Ride him out of town. Who are you?
I'm shifting around because I decided that I was going to co-sign your scumbag.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to share that one. And so I'm moving things around, and I am going to Brandon Ayuk.
Okay.
Since I know Haley is a huge 49ers fan, I know you're familiar with his work, we'll just say.
Yeah.
He hasn't played football in, was it 2 years now?
I think one. He started the year before, got hurt, and then they didn't like how he rehabbed, I think.
Here's what kills me, right? So the 49ers are going to either cut him or trade him, right? They're not going to put him back on the team. There's one organization that actually was on his heels. You know what that organization was?
The Texans, I think.
No.
The Red.
Yeah. You're on it. Commanders.
Not the Redskins. The
Commanders.
The Commanders. I want to say Guardians, but that's the other one.
So do you know who he said sucks?
What do you mean?
Brandon Ayuk said that Jaden Daniels sucks.
Oh, that's not
the one team that is on your heels. It almost reminds me of, you watched Vacation with Chevy Chase.
Which one?
Vacation. The original.
Love him.
So I love that when Cousin Eddie's, wife is sitting there like he's holding out for a management position. I feel like that's Brandon Ayuk. I'm an all-pro wide receiver, man. Come on. Don't send me to some piss-poor Commanders team. Send me to a real NFL team. Brandon, the other 30 teams don't want you. Well, fuck them. I'm better than them.
Arena League's an option, boys.
So you can go Canadian Football League if you want. UFL, I'm sure, somebody will want you.
That's a good one, Scott. I definitely think he is worthy of a get the fuck out of here. All right. I am going to go with ESPN. Dan Patrick, who I have a lot of respect for as a broadcaster. I think he has not ever bit his tongue when it came to his feelings about ESPN. He really called him out. Apparently the news of Kyle Shanahan's car accident was known on the 14th of July. And the story doesn't break for, I think, 10 or 11 more days until they have the press conference and do what they need to do. And to me, that's classic fucking collusion. That is a cover-up. ESPN held that fucking story. And if you look at the timeline of when it came out, there was the Niners posted a statement at midnight Eastern on Saturday. Adam Schefter posted his first tweet on the situation 1 minute later, and then the ESPN article about the accident published 1 minute after that. So you're going to tell me that it wasn't choreographed? You're going to tell me that there wasn't some sort of agreement in place between all these three organizations, between Adam Schefter, between the NFL, between the 49ers, and between ESPN to say, hey, here's how we're going to handle this? Because this is fucking horseshit. Any journalist worth their salt wouldn't sit on that fucking information. It's not life or death, but still, that's what a reporter should do. They didn't sit on Henry Ruggs's car accident and the death of that woman for 10 days. They got that shit out there. You don't do this. And Scott, this is so frustrating because your childhood and mine probably, and mine as well, was defined by watching Sports Center in the morning. It was defined by ESPN being the best place to get any kind of sports news whatsoever. Your local beat reporter could not keep up with ESPN when it came to breaking a story. And now
here's what
it's no better than Bob Nightingale putting shit out at this point.
I want to highlight the story that you sent to me, though, as another reason to punch ESPN, or excuse me, consider them a horse's ass. So Pat McAfee, who is making, what is he making, about $30 million a year?
Yeah,
to do a podcast. So he gets information that LeBron James is going to go to the Cavaliers. Not Cavaliers. He's going to go to the Sixers.
What he got the information was that he was going to sign. And so the bet that he placed was that he would sign that day.
Yeah. So here's a guy making money off of news, Pat McAfee. And I'm sorry, but part of me is like, okay, where's journalistic integrity? Because as journalists, should you be making, I have a hard time with the whole idea of the poly market just to begin with. Because I don't like the whole idea of betting on current events. You know, I'm sure we're going to have one on when Trump's going to kick the bucket. I'm sure we got one on when they're going to announce that McConnell's dead. I'm sure we have all of that. And there's going to be journalists that have inside information, and they shouldn't be providing it to their friends or family. They shouldn't be betting on it themselves. And the other part of it is how much money is enough money, Pat? Is $30 million not enough for you? And I'm sure you've got endorsement, probably, deals on top of it. So let's say you're making 35, 40 combined between your salary and endorsement deals. Is that not enough for you? You need more? I mean, what the fuck? We'll get to some of that stuff because, I want to highlight one when we get to the other section. But it's just, it kills me. It just absolutely kills me.
All right, Scott, let's tip some caps. I think it's time for a little positivity here in the world. Who do you have for us on the tip of the cap this week?
I'm going to tip Royal Caribbean. So I'm going to show you, I don't know if you can read that. So
I can.
We won 3 pins a piece. Now, these pins don't write very well, but we won 3 pins a piece because we won 3 different Name That Tune contests, Tim. And one of them was Songs of the 80s, where we actually went bonus and we named not only the songs, but the artist. We were the only team that did that because that's just right in my wheelhouse. But there was like there was a Taylor Swift one where there were several perfect scores. But the one that I have not, and we've played all kinds of trivia games on cruises and Name That Tunes. But the one that was a highlight I've never heard before, Tim, is Name That Tune with kazoos.
That's tough.
But they picked songs where you could, like, if the beat was important. And so you could kind of figure it out, like Jaws was just hilarious. The last song they did dueling, because 19 of the songs were like one person playing, the other person not. They alternated. The last one was a duet of Tequila. But it was, a classic. They did Sesame Street. They did, so there were songs, And so, we probably out of 20 songs got like 16 or 17, which wasn't enough to win that round. But it was just absolutely hilarious. And it was absolutely a good time. Food was fantastic. We didn't do any excursions because we'd been there before, so we just kind of roamed around town. When we went to Juneau, was nice. 70 degrees, Tim. I don't think you could get any better than that. We almost stayed in Canada. We debated about whether or not to get back on the ship. Had our passports at the ready. Could have just stowed away and not come back, but we decided to get back on the ship anyway. Just come back to work. Sadly.
Well, yeah, I'm glad you had a great time, Scott. You look relaxed and well rested, yeah. So I'm happy for you. I'm going to kind of steal a hat tip that you mentioned and also mention somebody else. A minor hat tip to Lucas Glover for what has to be the best petty reaction on the PGA Tour I've seen in a long time. The group behind him sent a rules official up to complain about spike marks. So after he holes his putt, dude took off his fucking shoes to then walk over and get his ball out of the hole. Then when asked about it, because people thought it was he was mad at the dude who was doing aim point, he answers, and then in his answer 6 times he goes, "And I don't know if you knew this, you could tap down spike marks on the green now." And then he keep going. He goes, "And I don't know why it's that big of a deal, because you can tap down spike marks on the green now." And then he keeps going. He's "And I don't know if you guys knew this, you could tap down spike marks on the green now." And so I have to hat tip that man. That was fucking great. Good for you. Don't let people be petty little bitches. And then also Jackson Covian, who won the tournament. Kid's 21 years old, Scott. Scotty Scheffler chasing your fucking heels down, shoots a 63 on Sunday, and you still fucking make an unbelievable par on 18 after you fat your drive and didn't hit a good one. It's good to see the kid get out there and play well. I believe that was his hometown fans as well. Third start on the PGA Tour as a pro. He had made some starts as an amateur, but want to hat tip just both of those PGA Tour moments this weekend.
So quick story, Tim. The golf-a-thon years ago, both of the principals in this story are no longer with us, unfortunately. But so, this is a golf-a-thon where we have 24, 28 golfers. So we find out that one of my dad's friends that came is no longer with us, was complaining to the marshal that somebody was spitting sunflower seeds around the hole.
Oh, God.
It was one of the other people in the group.
That's a dick move, though.
Yeah, it's. I don't think, and this guy he's like he was a game warden. And so he's he doesn't have any idea of the rules of golf and etiquette and whatever. So cool guy, unfortunately passed away from cancer, but
just kick him off the tour, Doug.
Well, I was gonna say, yeah. Did you ever watch Californication?
No.
You gotta reserve that. David Duchovny. Mm-hmm. There's one scene where the guy, he's never played golf before, and the guy invites him out there, and you see David Duchovny's character peeing in the bunker. Oh, the guy just starts chasing him off the course. It was hilarious. All right, here we go. I'm gonna let you take the lead on this one because we are co-signing this shit.
All right, Scott. For those who don't pay attention to golf, 2 weeks ago was the Open Championship. Some people call it the British Open. They're wrong. It is the Open Championship, but it is a lake style course. And with that comes the rough, the thick, high rough, which those of you who in the Houston area who played Magnolia Creek, the Gunch, as we used to call it. Bryson's in it. Hits his ball in it. And he just spends 5 or 6 minutes kind of walking around, walking in circles. And in the process, he kind of tamped down some of the high grass, right? Really improved his lie by doing so. Rules official comes over, assesses him a 2-stroke penalty. Bryson absolutely loses his shit. They argue, all this other stuff. Whatever. It's done. Bryson calls the president of the United fucking States to ask him to call the RNA and ask them to remove the penalty. Are you fucking kidding me, Bryson? You whether you like it or not, you committed a rules infraction. If it was intentional, fuck you. If it wasn't intentional, it happens. But you broke a rule. You don't get to call the president of the United States to call the RNA to ask them to take away 2 penalty strokes? This isn't FIFA. This isn't the most corrupt organization in the world. This is golf, motherfucker. I'm so tired of this, Scott. I'm so tired of the need to insert him into things. This tournament wasn't even in fucking America. It wasn't on one of his courses. He had nothing to do with it. And yet, let's call the fucking president and ask him to call the RNA. This is fucking insanity, man. They say that we are the ones with Trump derangement syndrome. I think it's the ones that think he could actually fucking do anything for them are the ones who really have derangement syndrome.
Yeah, I would have loved to have been a fly on the wall listening in on that phone call if the president had actually made it. And then watching the British sitting there going, fuck you, wanker. we're not doing. I mean, the thing is that, and on top of all that, is that, yeah, Trump is an avid golfer. I would say that he knows as much about the rules of golf as my wife does, who never plays golf, because he's never followed a rule. He drives his car on the fucking green.
Well, he's fucking handicapped. I'll give him that.
But that's even still. I mean,
that's the only thing I'll give him. I think you ever see the movie Welcome to Mooseport?
Yes.
I think that's how Trump plays golf. I think he's got like Secret Service agents hidden who then just throw a ball back out.
Yes. I was going to mention that. You're reading my mind on that one.
That's I've seen his putting stroke. I've seen his swing. That is not a guy who's got a 2 handicap. I'm sorry.
No, and even in maybe back 20, 30 years ago, but I don't see how an 80-year-old is playing to a 2.
He claims he breaks par.
Well, maybe it putt world. I don't know, but yeah.
Who do you think would win, Trump or Kim Jong-un? I think it would be a tie at 52.
I was going to say, are we playing by? Are we like canceling each other out like a math equation where now they both have to follow the rules?
That's what I'm wondering. Do they both get with each other and they go, "Hey, let's just turn in a scorecard where we both shoot 54 and we both say we're the best and fuck Matt Damon, fuck Matt Damon."
All right, that's a good call, Tim. I'm co-signing that one.
All right, I'll let you do it. All right, Scott. I have to let everybody know this is that special comment time of the week. If you don't want to hear Scott and I talk about some of our favorite quotes of the week, go ahead and hop off right now and we won't judge you for it. But if you do want to hear it, it's time. Now, Scott, you were out of town, so I believe the quotes are on me.
They are.
All right.
They are.
Do you want Trump first or do you want the other ones first?
Whichever is easier.
Let's go other ones first. I've got some good screenshots already. All right. Evangelist Whitney Lynn says she preaches on planes because she loves a captive audience. She's not alone. It's becoming a trend. Are you fucking kidding me? You get on a plane and then just bother everybody with your fucking preachy ass bullshit? I would just sit there and tell you, shut the fuck up as loud as I can the whole time. There's no way I'm letting that happen.
I'm not even listening to the flight attendants anymore because like they're sitting here like, okay, this is how the seatbelt works. It's like, yeah, I've never operated a seatbelt before. And I love the fact we had a comedian on the ship who's like, and you're sitting there, okay, when we land, you got to be like this. Your chair's got to be like this, 90-degree angle. If it's at 80 degrees, you're dead. 90 degrees, you're fine. It's like, who's buying into that shit? But yeah, to me, don't only preach to me if I want to be preached to. That's like the people that come door to door to my house. Like my favorite meme is you've seen I don't know if you've seen the one where the Mormons are coming by door to door. And they're saying like, hey, have you found God? And the guy in the house said, I'm Catholic. We never lost him.
No, I haven't.
But yeah, that's horrible. Okay. That's boilerplate stuff though.
All right. This one comes from Monty Fritz, a Tennessee state rep running for governor, said he would work to ban mosques and non-Christian religions, including Islam, Buddhism, and Hinduism if elected. when pressed on First Amendment, which reads in part, Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion, Fritz argued that the amendment's opening words limit its scope to federal government, not the states.
I thought he was going to go another way. It's like, hey, it said I can't establish a religion. It says that it doesn't say that I can't keep you from establishing a religion.
It's just so fucking dumb. Like, it literally, it's so fucking dumb at this point, man. Like, just because it says Congress, you have a state Congress. You can't. I don't get it. I just don't get it, Scott. I really don't fucking get it.
Well, and the thing is that is he actually the Republican nominee now, or was this a primary?
I think it's a primary.
I don't see any way in hell he gets out of the primary. I mean, the Republicans are stupid, but I don't think they're that stupid.
I definitely agree. But yeah, it's frustrating. It's dumb. It is. But like they think that this is gonna help them, Scott, and that's what's frustrating. Like that's what I don't get is they think that this shit is actually like what people want to hear. They're like, this is what the base needs.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw the latest poll that says that Trump, only 27% of those polled thinks he's focused on the issues that matter to them. I think we can transport that to maybe the GOP in general.
Okay. Last one, Jesse Waters talking about women on military bases, I guess.
Oh, good God.
Women on base, you better be careful. Port calls, women, Asia, you better be careful because these guys are going to be wild animals and you better watch out. He then bursted out laughing. What the fuck is wrong with this guy?
The sound you heard, Tim, was me banging my head against the desk. I knew that was coming as soon as you said Jesse Waters. I'm sorry. That to me, that's the winner. That's the winner going away. So when you mention that, hey, a nice byproduct of testosterone treatment is more sexual assault. Yeah. Good Lord. That guy is just, his own mother hates him. I
mean, do you blame her?
No, but like she disinvited him to Thanksgiving dinner. I've told you the story before about how he ended up getting with his current wife.
No.
So he was married and he liked a girl at Fox. So he ended up letting air out of her tires.
Oh God.
So she would have a flat tire on the way home so that he could stop before and help her. And that's how their relationship began. I think most people would consider that behavior to be illegal. But I don't know. I'm not a lawyer, didn't stay at a Holiday Inn Express, so I don't know.
All right, Scott. Who's your winner there?
Oh, Jesse Waters, hands down.
Does it take off? What was last time's?
I can't even.
Champion.
It may have been Jesse Waters last time. Jesse Waters should be just like, he should have his number retired.
All right, Scott. It is time for the Trumpster. Let's start with a situation first.
Oh, dear.
Lindsey Graham's funeral.
Oh, no.
Not only does Trump fall asleep, he shit himself again. And then, as you pointed out, put in a Tic Tac as if that's going to make anything better. But the guy's face behind him when it happens is the most amazing in the moment reaction I've ever seen. Like he's sitting there and you can tell the exact moment that shit wafts up and hits his nostrils. And then you could see him have to try and like rein it back in because he realizes like oh, fuck, this is the president who shit himself. I can't do anything about it. Then you see the moment where he swallows his own vomit back down because it's that disgusting. So, all in all, another Trump appearance. Fall asleep, shit yourself, pop a fucking breath mint.
Give that guy a Purple Heart, please. Please give him a Purple Heart.
Fuck that. He chose to be there to support Lindsey Graham.
Well, let me refresh your memory here, because this is what makes the TikTok even more hilarious, or I would say cringeworthy. Probably is the better term. Do you remember the last time he mentioned a TikTok?
I don't know.
This would be when he was doing his sermon on the Access Hollywood Mount.
Oh God.
And he started off talking like, because I see it beautiful and I got to put in a TikTok because I just got to go up and kiss him. I just go up and kiss him. So what are the odds?
Who did he see?
He saw somebody at the funeral that he wanted to kiss. So got to go TikTok.
And then shit himself.
Well, because the TikTok obviously is going to cover up that. Can we like do a new brand where we go like, Trump anal jelly, or maybe like an icy hot that you could kind of just rub on there that kind of has a mint aroma?
He's just like, oh yeah, I'm good. Like, no, you're not.
Can we get like, go to the bathroom, just rub that in there, and cover that shit up, maybe like some speed stick or something. I don't know.
Someone else has to apply that though. And that's what makes it gross.
Well, he's got that woman who's like 34 years old that worships him as that's the body person. Yeah, did you see the
money to do that?
Did you see the photo of the nuclear football with the diaper bag attached?
No.
And she's sitting there walking right next to it, like the soldier guy's holding the football, but she's walking next to the diaper bag because that's her role in life. All right, go ahead. I don't know if we can beat that one, but we'll
hold on. President Trump reveals the White House has ordered 250 new Cadillac Escalades for the presidential motorcade. Our guys are very spoiled. They like Escalade. So do I. We look sharp in those Escalades.
I'm still saying shit is beating that one. I mean, that's bad, but...
Okay. How about Trump posting 14 times in less than an hour after a court ruling did not go his way? Breaking news. The failing New York Times, after 10 years of harassment, slander, and libel, just failed again in their desperate attempt to have our powerful defamation lawsuit against them drop. As we requested, the highly respected judge has called for an updated complaint, which will lay out in extreme detail all the ways in which the New York Times has repeatedly and constantly acted with actual malice in defaming me, my family, our great MAGA movement, America itself. We will continue to hold the Times and their comrades and mainstream media accountable for their publishing, promoting, and dealing with fake news. Thank you for your attention to this matter, Donald J. Trump. He then goes on to post a picture of the Trump card. He then goes on to post a picture of someone like drinking beer. He then goes on to post an AI photo of himself. He then goes on to post another AI photo of himself. He then goes, he posted 14 times over like less than an hour, just slop after slop after slop. He posted something about a wall for Canada made out of air filters to fucking get the smoke out of the air. Like, this dude. Like, do you remember how in The Office, Creed Bratton wanted to write a blog, but Ryan Howard didn't feel like the internet was ready for Creed's thoughts, so he just opened a Word document and Creed thought he was writing a blog on the internet? Like, that's what we need to do for Trump. Like, we need to let him think he's actually out there truthing, but in reality, he's just like on a closed net computer that's going to nowhere. Because this is fucking insane. I don't even care politically about, like, in this instance, this isn't about Republican public. We are a laughing stock on the world stage.
Well, what's worse is I was watching a video by somebody who was an aide for Melania in the first term, who said that they actively had people that hid his phone. They would put like stickers on his phone to make him like not know what the phone was. They had to take the phone away from him. So imagine this: you're sitting in a policy meeting, and he's sitting there doing Truth Social shit on his phone. And I guarantee you, the second term, nobody is keeping the phone away from him. In fact, that 34-year-old diaper woman, her other job is posting shit on his True Social account. I mean, this is not funny. It's more just
It's
bang your head
disgusting and
against the wall.
sad.
It's to bang your head against the wall. Like, this is what I love, like, well, I'm going to put tariffs on Canada because they had forest fires. Like, what the fuck? Like, most people, like, could you imagine? Like, here'd be the equivalent, right? You walk by a homeless person and you sit there and say, now you owe me $50 because I hate seeing you and you smell. I mean, that would be the same level of shit assery. I mean, to not help them, I mean, okay, if you want to practice tough love, but I don't help every homeless person, but I'm certainly not going to go to them and say, give me $50 because I hate looking at you.
All right, Scott, is it poop?
I think it's poop.
Never had a chance.
No, and really that whole thing, like I sent you the Jeff Tiedrick article. I don't know if you read that whole thing.
I did, yeah.
Yeah, the whole tapping of and his speech. Well, not everybody liked. I mean, can't you read the remarks that somebody like that's not the time to riff. Like if I'm
It's the perfect time. Like I would have liked to see him like, you know what? Nope, and just put it back in his pocket and be like, I'm gonna speak off the cuff here. I know you guys like that.
Yeah,
They call him Ladybug Lindsay because he had little stuff on his butt. Like the fucking get up there.
And then did you notice that Sean Hannity's speech was even worse?
I didn't watch any of it, man.
Well, no, but that was part of the article where he was
Gotcha,
like, basically like kissing, kissing Trump's ass about how much, Lindsay loved Trump. And it's like, so a guy is dead and you're going to talk about, oh, he loved this guy. Come on. I just don't.
Russia, baby.
I don't get it. My favorite, though, Jason Jones. I don't know if you've seen him as a comedian.
I have, yeah.
But the quickest one he came up with is, I woke up this morning and I saw that Lindsey Graham had died, and I thought that's really a weird way to pronounce Mitch McConnell.
All right, Scott. I think that's going to be it for us this week. I appreciate everybody who joined us. We will see you next week on Born on the Bayou Sports.